We are live. This is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. Bitcoin is going to 20K and water has emerged on the investing scene. If you want to know more, stay here. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live or we're posting a new GAN video. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. Let's take a moment to welcome who's coming in on the stream. Richard Barry from Augusta, Georgia here first. Right? Sajuan 7, welcome. Alexandro with some notorious love. Appreciate that. Jared, Virgil, Ashton, welcome. Rave Song Records is here. Israel, welcome to the show. We're going to do news, live TA, and PowerPoint today. As you can tell by my attire, a God candle up may be coming. I don't think they're going to be able to hold this market down. The fact that Bitcoin and crypto were up today, despite a rise in interest rates, should tell you something. Let's dive into the news first. Banks will pump water to the top of the climate agenda. Commodities all over Zero Hedge, all over Credit Suisse's research. It's time to consider water as a commodity. California weather, as we hinted at yesterday, compound extreme heat and drought will hit 90% of the world's population. And BARC, a water pricing mechanism token from my employer, Gold Retriever, has been up only since the storm started in California. Meanwhile, back at the crypto ranch, Coinbase regrettably has to slash 20% of its workforce. Don't go anywhere. We'll tell you what happens, the history of what happens when industries, leading firms in an industry become bearish on that industry. Okay, and here we are with Jamie Dimon. The Fed may need to go to 6%. That's curious. He was begging for a pause, and now he thinks it's 6%. I don't even think they can do 5% because I don't know how the government finances itself at 5%. House Republicans vote to strip the IRS of funding following pledge to repeal nearly $80 billion approved by Congress. Well, that's nice, but the Senate and the president aren't going to agree, but nice try for ceremony out there, right? The primary job of government is to protect the people. I'm not sure the people hired by the IRS, I'm sure they're just trying to work for a living. That I'm clear on, but I think there are other ways to protect the people, like how about processing people at the Mexican border so they can come and pay taxes and work and have dignity? How about that? But standing up to the IRS and standing up to tyranny on a crypto show, you can never go wrong with that. Twitter developing coin features with Stripe payments. You know, Elon's going to have the last laugh when he issues Twitter coin. Everybody was looking for Doge, including me. I had too much company on that theme. If he does a Twitter IPO using Twitter as a security token, or he basically is allowed to create Twitter coin for payments on that platform, Elon gets the last laugh. Microsoft plans to invest $10 billion in ChatGPT. Silicon Valley is going to cost cut itself. It is going to shrink itself, and then they are going to fight with each other. Web3 is here with ChatGPT, and no one wants to buy the altcoins associated with Web3. Everyone's talking about this. Fine, that's cool. No one's talking about Web3. Last year, people couldn't shut up about it. Oh, let's go to ETH Denver and talk about Web3. This year, anybody want to go to ETH Denver? Nah. Web3 is here, and Silicon Valley has got serious problems. Okay, WAC is here. Welcome. Brody Gallant was able to catch us live. We appreciate you coming in. All right. So Brody actually did a good trade in MATIC. Good for him. Way to go. Right. Canadian users are here. Metabyte is late. What did you miss, sir? You're never late. You're never early. You're right on time. All right. What's up from Kansas? D-Jack is here. You didn't miss anything. What you've missed, what I covered earlier, and I just blurted it out to start the show, is that Bitcoin's going to 20K, and I got the charts to prove it. Now, speaking of those charts, let's get over there and get the PowerPoint going. PowerPoint is making a bit of a comeback. January 10th. Is there anything special about the 10th of the month? And I was like, let's go check this out. A little bit of personal superstition here. November 10th at 4,800 ETH tops. January 10th, 2023. Feels like we're on the verge of a God candle up. Coincidence? Maybe not. Where I got this thing about the 10th of the month was some very memorable stuff from back in the Wall Street days. October 11th, 2000 was the top of the market. I'm sorry, October 11th, 2007 was the top before the apocalypse started in the great financial crisis. And interestingly, March 9th was the bottom. So anywhere between the 9th and the 11th, you can have extreme movements. I'm guessing in crypto, it's up only. Hedge funds missed the initial trade. Everyone is still bearish. More on that in a second. And everyone's just going to have to buy it all at once. Coinbase fires 20% of workforce. Again, regrettable. CEO warns of dark times in crypto. So this goes back to the old Wall Street investment banking days when there'd be a crisis or a down market. 1998 was kind of a classic case. So was 1992. 1991 after the oil price spike off the first Gulf War. Crises end either when the Fed would lower rates or when Wall Street got bearish on future prospects. Right. I read an article this morning about crypto where crypto got dressed down so bad. There was one point about the future of crypto has to be based on solid projects and actual business versus, these paper tigers like FTX. I got that. But when Coinbase is negative crypto and somebody can pen 1,000 words on why crypto is no good, it is time to look to go the other way and go out shopping for an Austin FC green t-shirt for soccer or football fans, depending on where you are. Jamie Diamond, the Fed may need to go to 6%. People, if the Fed goes to 6%, it's the apocalypse. Like, Jamie must be short everything if that's what he thinks. Now, this guy is headed to Davos with a large contingent. Davos is the World Economic Forum conference that's going to start in a couple of days. Now, if this kind of rhetoric is going to be on the tape in 10 days, I say make your money while you can, right? In other words, everyone ignored him today. Crypto's green. Let's go with that. Let's go with it. So Jamie's bearish on the world. Armstrong's bearish on the world. All the top guys are bearish. Buy everything. Not investment advice. Okay. Alexandro is saying, but Coinbase is up, though, despite the staff purge. Right, because Wall Street loves cost cuts, right? You either got to grow revenue or cut costs. Shareholders love cost cuts. Okay, Bitcoin on DeMark. Yesterday was your 9 top, expecting a pause. The pause actually occurred yesterday, as we discussed, and then the trend is resuming. You could be headed for 10 more up days in Bitcoin. or one really big one. Right? It is very possible for this thing to go right to 20K. Everybody thinks there's going to be a dip. The dip was yesterday. Pancakes and peanut butter, welcome. All right, let me get a couple requests. Jashim is doing good on his AI investment. I would imagine anything in AI in the stock market. Pancakes and peanut butter is encouraging you to hit the like button and tell at least one friend. I appreciate that. Now, as Bitcoin wants to head off to 20K, crypto stocks, Galaxy Digital, there was a floor right around 5-ish. Okay, Galaxy went through the floor in November, made it look like it was the end of the world, and now is up only, back up through the floor. Back up through the floor. Okay, so everyone sold all the crypto equities. Everyone gave up on Novogratz. Everybody gave up on it. Anybody in crypto who survived. Everybody gave up on crypto. Marathon Digital, Bitcoin miners, in trouble because of leverage. I have Bitcoin miner PTSD from the 2018 debacle. So when I saw these stocks collapse, I was like, oh my God. This used to be at like 20, and then it went to 3, and no one wanted it. And now the floor is no longer the ceiling. It's back above the Celsius high. This stuff could be up only. This is the stuff that's telling you 20K in Bitcoin is right around the corner. Lord Junta is here. Welcome back. With some notorious love. I appreciate that. Jashim is saying, should we stay in altcoins or add more BTC? I think altcoins are going to be the place to be, and that may continue all throughout the rest of the month. I think if you're going to do a trade in Bitcoin, you play the bottom on the 10th thing and hope there's one giant move up, if you want to take advantage of that up move. But if you got coins that are moving, stay with them, because if Bitcoin goes up 10%, everything else is going to go up 30. And I do think Bitcoin could go up 10% in one day. Okay, Avalanche. So this is like altcoin tactical. Now, I know these are 89-minute charts, so not the biggest shelf life, right? But it's an example of what can happen. And if you're looking at this 2-3 days from now, if Avalanche is above 12.5, it can go to 14. Like that. Okay, so you're talking about dramatic percentage gains, and people may be too scared to buy it at 12.5 because they missed it at 10.5. So I would encourage you to dump that mentality, right? Trade it based on where it is right now and the technical levels that are there. This, oh, I missed it, or I owned it and then I sold it and now I can't get back in. There's always reasons when you get these huge reversals or bear market rallies or whatever you want to call them, why people can't get in. Nobody wanted to get in March of 2009, and nobody wanted to get out, in October of 2007. Well, my employer did, but you get what I'm saying. Nobody ever wants to participate at the extremes. That's why they're extremes. Okay. Carlos, welcome. You're just tuning in. Bitcoin to 20K. Polkadot. This could be big. This could be like, what I'm looking for in these altcoins? Like you're looking for like the next Solana. The thing that's just up 20% 4 or 5 days in a row. Avalanche, good candidate. Polkadot. I don't even know how Polkadot ever went through 7. Right? Polkadot above 494 means 531 or beyond that. Web3's here. No one wants to trade Web3. No one's going to want to trade Web3 probably until Bitcoin goes to 20K, which means Bitcoin could go to 20K and these altcoins may run for another week. So you may have 5 bullish days in Bitcoin and 10 more bullish days in altcoins. Did Cosmos kill Polkadot? I would say room for both. But the Cosmos ecosystem, Galaxy Digital just wrote a report about it. So, the Cosmos narrative is definitely out there. As a reminder on ETH upside targets, 1425 is the top of a regression band. Okay. It is also a hidden pivot target. A hidden. Okay. Let's talk about QNT. Payment systems heading into Davos are going to come to the forefront. The Chinese are challenging the US dollar payment system by trying to create a Chinese and a Russian payment system that's backed by commodities. It's pretty complicated. Zero Hedge has featured the work by a guy named Zoltan, who works for Credit Suisse. And this whole idea that the Chinese want to create a world where their currency is backed by commodities and used to buy and sell commodities instead of the dollar, which would be very bad for the dollar and very bad for the US bond market. Okay. So yes, on one hand, great for crypto. Dollar has no bid. Dollar should be bidless. Okay. But that part about like people abandoning the US bond market, I'm starting to smell people selling bonds now while they can. So a little bit of a cautionary tale. Now, how do you trade that? Well, payment systems inside the cryptoverse are an alternative to SWIFT. So everyone at Davos has got to get over themselves where they say, oh, well, there won't be a challenge to the dollar, or they shouldn't be a challenge to SWIFT or whatever. Okay. Crypto payment systems could come to the forefront. I brought up XRP the other day. And lost 15 Twitter followers. So I guess no one wants to hear about XRP, which is the perfect time to talk about XRP. QNT may be the better idea without the regulatory overhang, moving from 120 to 139. Okay, one question is what's better, APT or SOL? I'll look at it. Cardano, another taboo subject. YouTubers loved it, and then no one's talking about the fact it can go to 41. GALA, right? We talked about this on this show. Somebody came on and said, what about GALA? I said, hey, there could be a 5-wave end of trend bottom in this thing on the weekly chart. Lo and behold, GALA turns around and explodes. Now, there have been wicks on the way up as people are selling the rally. But this sets up like that, setup phase where the DeMark work counts 1 through 9. There's a pause, and then it can just keep going. So, yeah, you missed a good rally in GALA, or people who have been suffering in these things have time to get out. But maybe that's not what you should be asking yourself. Maybe you should be asking yourself, should I be investing in Web3? Again, Cardano, the same thing. You explode, you get a 9 signal, which means there should be a dip, but the dip occurred the day of the 9 signal. Then Cardano is launching itself off support at 31 cents. This could wind up at 41 cents. It could also wind up higher than that. Everyone is underestimating Web3, and I would encourage you to reconsider. Now, back to Bitcoin. Pretty simple stuff, right? Not DeMark, not hidden pivot. Just simple regression band. Even in a downward sloping market, 19K still possible. 19K possible. Okay, stocks. Bonds went down and bonds didn't wreck everything. Very interesting that crypto and equities managed to hold up. There is room for stocks to go up. All right, let's go to live TA. Okay, so going to live TA, let's go to APT. Somebody's asking APT or Solana. Whoops, didn't share. Sorry about the machine gun in the background. It's a rough neighborhood. Now, what's going on in APT is very typical of what happens when everybody gives up. So right now, if you look at APT on the daily chart, $6 is probably going to be resistance. Only because, you know, this is like the hot moving thing. And I think people would rather buy something new than buy something old that they got burned in, which is Solana. So is there room here? Yes. You know, could it go to $7.31? Maybe. I would rather buy something that we know at least did something useful in the past. So let's go to Solana. Let's see what we get for the DeMark work over there. So when you look at this, right, Solana made the 9 bottom on the 29th of December. Okay. If you look at this on a daily chart, you're like, gee, Bill, where's the 9 top that's everywhere else? Well, there isn't any. There isn't any, right? Because Solana just started going the other way. It's only on a DeMark 3, which means you could be looking at 6 more up days. Okay. If you put this on a weekly chart, right, there's the 13 bottom. There's the DeMark 0, meaning downtrend over. And then this is all going the other way, right? This 13 bottom has been confirmed. So everyone hated Solana at 10. And now it's at 14 and no one thinks that they can buy it. And my question that I've asked people about Solana, which I have talked about on this stream, and people probably think I'm nuts. And as you may know, I'm okay with that. The give up trade in Solana that started in August started at 48. FTX isn't over. There's more liquidation. There's more bankruptcy. There's more negative drama. And the market is going to go up during all of that, at least for the next 2 weeks. Now, could there be another shoe in February? Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. So Megan is here. Megan, welcome back. She was checking us out on Twitter, but found us again on YouTube. Okay. Megan is asking, is it too late to get into GALA or PYR? All right. I'm going to guess the answer for GALA, which we just covered, is no, if you want to try it. Like if you're trying this stuff after it's gone up a lot, you're doing a trading play. So can you trade this for the next 5 days? Why not? I mean, why not bet that PYR can't head Vulcan, can't go to $5 because that's where the whole giant down trade started from. Let's try this. Okay, so the good news is Vulcan is, it's kind of like blowing through everything that I could like think of. Let's try a good old-fashioned double bottom. Okay, so I'm going to label this. Okay, there's Vulcan daily. Here's the double bottom. And the upside target is $4.21. Very possible, right? Because again, this is not the God candle in altcoins. Okay, so we're looking at FET. Okay, here comes the DeMark work. Okay, so on one hand, it looks like it's too late in FET. I think if I was going to do this, I would wait for a dip, because this is like the 9 top, and then it's like plowing through resistance around 17 cents. So unless there's something happening here that's truly unbelievable, you might get a dip, especially since there's a lot of resistance over here. Now, big picture, there's no question this could be the bigger the base, the higher in the space. And if it goes to 17, you may have to grab it. Tux Viewer says, Bill, do you think gold will come back down with everything else or just keep going? It's just going to keep going. Nothing is going to stop gold. I mean, that's just the way I think about it, right? I mean, my employer is Golden Retriever now. The YouTube channel is independent. GLDN is their token that you use to buy the water token, BARC. The GLDN token gives you like an auto staking reward in Pax Gold. So gold has just got nowhere to go but up. And don't forget, this Davos seminar that's coming up in a week may be very telling. Okay, is ICP dead forever? Let's see. So I would say if you're looking to do a fill in the blank, is my altcoin dead forever? No, because you got a 13 bottom, you got a DeMark 0 ending that the trend is over. And this week, if it's still up, it could confirm, right? It confirms the 13 bottom, right? So is this dead? No, it's not. I mean, Brian Armstrong thinks it's dead, right? Jamie Dimon is like, oh my God, rates are going. Pelosi's portfolio says, what's that noise? I believe it's a jackhammer. So sorry about the noise, folks. We're going to keep it quick. Okay. We're going to keep it quick. Somebody was asking about HBAR. So it's either ridiculously annoying or one of our more classic streams ever. You can leave a comment down below and tell me. Obviously, the guy with the jackhammer outside is going to get a monster earful from me when this is over. Again, HBAR, we're on an 8, so it could be one more up day. You know, folks, when this stuff goes up only, particularly after this giant give-up trade, okay, just getting a notice now that OpenAI is trending on DEX tools and is up like 80%. Let me see if I can actually pull that up. All right. Somebody will send me the symbol and we'll take a look at that. We're doing requests now. Somebody asking for live TA on MATIC. Okay, so this is OpenAI token. Okay, again, not sure what this is, but the amount of FOMO that can come in to anything labeled with AI investments will do well. Just be careful when everybody starts attaching AI to their handle or their business or their coin. Okay. Why is FTT pumping? That I have no idea. Crypto Crazy says nothing can stop us, even the jackhammer. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think somebody is asking for MATIC. Okay. MATIC, the correction was yesterday. So yes, this is the 9 top today. I don't think anything's going to stop this from going to $1. I have to be honest with you. Bella is asking, does any macro event change your outlook on the market this year? Well, great question. So while the jackhammer guys are on their 15-minute break, let me answer that. People are going to be afraid because the Fed may make noise one last time. I'm guessing that's February or March. Somewhere in February, there's going to be a disruption. The macro events for this year are going to be weather and war, right? Like the conflict in the Ukraine escalates to the point where someone has to do something drastic. That's probably a tactical nuke with Putin. And then you're going to have unbelievable weather. Don't believe me? Ask somebody in California. You probably also, I'm guessing, you could also have a massive price spike in oil. Okay. Jeremy is asking, who am I working for? No, I do not work for them anymore. I'm the director of research at Gold Retriever. The YouTube channel is considered my own channel and independent. Okay. Graph token, GRT. Okay. I'm thinking 9 cents, right? It's broken resistance. It's come down. It can't even retest it. This was an area of a brutal false breakout all the way up to 9 cents. Ashton is back. Welcome. Asmi. Starting to recognize some of these names. Really glad people are coming on over to see me. Okay, 0.00429 is a likely target. You know what? The rally hasn't really started. Honestly. This is coming from a guy who was like GTFO all of last year. Right? You know, KDA, right? Fast layer 1 blockchain. No one wants to talk about it anymore. 2 to 3 more updates. I wouldn't doubt $1.38. Are we in a bear rally or? All right, good question. So it's not the return of the printing money bull market, but that doesn't mean you can't have extended rally periods on the idea that crypto is a better commodity, right? Crypto is a better commodity than paper money. Okay? Crypto is a possible recession beater. So no one has ever tested crypto in a recessionary environment. So it may be a bear market for risk assets. And in crypto, a bear market is defined where everything isn't 10xing. I think you can have something in the middle. Why can't Bitcoin, Ethereum, things connected to commodities, gold and silver, perform better in a recession? There are sectors of the equity markets that do well in recessions, like healthcare and utilities. So if there's a recession, if there's a bear market in the economy or a slowdown in the economy, this opens opportunities for crypto. Maybe a big January spike and a monster summer rally, right? You come in, you know, when you go onto the beach on Memorial Day in the US, you bring your trading phone and your laptop and you get busy. That's what I'm guessing. Right. And some of these altcoins may be so destroyed, you may be able to get in now, like Cardano was my early example, and you may be able to actually hodl it through any February or May disturbance if you get the trade location. So again, Megan, great to have you back. Great to have you back. Okay. XNO. Okay. Hopefully that's the right symbol. 70 cents looks like a good support point, and there doesn't appear to be any resistance until 82 cents. Notice everybody seems to be in a big hurry to sell, right? I'm not in a big hurry to sell. Okay, Joan of America says, will you please consider switching to Rumble? I will look at it. I will look at it. And Channel says, Noble Capital Partners. Love that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bill, you reckon the bottom is already in? Yes. Yes. Right. The bottom is in because people got so unbelievably bearish that they absolutely gave up on crypto. They gave up on crypto. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have everybody FOMOing in at 20K when that's probably a trading sell to buy a dip later. You are going to have to be an active portfolio manager in 2023. Looking for 20K Bitcoin next. I went out with my friend. I got 3 green shirts. Austin FC for football fans over in Europe, and one other one. Going to need a whole wardrobe for this week. Bella is asking, what do institutions do this year? Well, they're the ones who sort of have a more choppy situation. Last year, they got to get long the dollar and short bonds, and they got to ride it. This year, they're going to have to trade it. Trend following systems will only work in the summer, and I think that's going to be up in maybe crypto and equities. Right? So you're going to have to pick your spots. It's not going to be year-long trends. Make money, and you got to get while the getting is good. Sinister Klaus likes the shirt. I like the shirt. I like you. Please hit the like button on the way out. This is Bill Noble. I will see you tomorrow.